Hello student, in today's session we have to start chapter number 15, structure of atoms and nuclei. From this chapter we have to start article Bohr's postulate. So different theories was proposed to explain the nature of atom, and one of the theory proposed by the scientist Bohr. So from that Bohr's atomic model we have to cover Bohr's postulate. So today's article is Bohr's postulate. So here we have to cover important three Bohr's postulate. The first Bohr's postulate. So postulate 1. Now what is postulate 1? Basically this postulate is about a circular motion of electron around the nucleus. So you know that structure of atom, central part, nucleus, in that protons and neutrons are there and electrons are revolving around the nucleus in a circular way. So we already learned a topic circular motion. In that, to maintain circular motion, a centripetal force is essential. In case of electron, the centripetal force is provided by which force that we have to write in the postulate 1. So here you note one thing here. For circular motion of electron around the nucleus, centripetal force is provided by electrostatic force of attraction between positively charged nucleus and negatively charged electron. So I can write here centripetal force. Centripetal force for revolving electron is provided by electrostatic force. So we get this condition. Now I can write here formula for centripetal force. We know the centripetal force is mv square by r. Electrostatic force, I consider here a simplest atom, and simplest atom is hydrogen atom. So I consider here hydrogen atom and then I write everything for that hydrogen atom. So I can say that in an hydrogen atom, for circular motion of electron around the nucleus, centripetal force provided by electrostatic force. So centripetal is given by this, and electrostatic force we get by Coulomb's law. You know that Coulomb's law is, by Coulomb's law, force, electrostatic force is Q1 Q2 divided by R square. This constant into this Q1 Q2 divided by R square. Now here electrostatic force for electron I can write this constant 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 as it is. Charge on electron multiplied by charge on nucleus. In hydrogen atom only one electron, only one proton. So charge on proton and electron having a same magnitude. So product of magnitudes of charge E into E square divided by R square. So we get this formula. So if I consider other atom other than hydrogen, if I consider any other atom, then I can write here Z E square. Z is atomic number. Atomic number into this E square we can write. Okay. So we get here formula for postulate 1. Similar manner postulate 2. Bohr's postulate 2. In postulate 2, Bohr written when radiating electron does not radiate energy. Sorry, revolving electron does not radiate energy. So you know that electron is accelerating charge. According to this Rutherford, all accelerating charge radiate energy. If electron is an accelerating charge, definitely it radiate energy. According to Rutherford, energy radiated by electron is means electron radiate energy continuously. So the spectrum of energy is a continuous spectrum. But later on it is found that the energy spectrum is not continuous. It means that electron is not radiating energy continuously. So in postulate 2, Bohr written when it radiate energy and does not radiate energy, and postulate 3 it is written when it radiate energy. So listen, postulate 2. Postulate 2 is electron revolve only in those orbit without radiating energy for which angular momentum is integral multiple of h upon 2 pi. So I can write here angular momentum angular momentum is equal to integral multiple of h upon n, means h upon 2 pi. So angular momentum I can write L is equal to nh upon 2 pi, this formula we get. Or we can write this angular momentum by a formula mrv. So we get mrv is equal to nh upon 2 pi. So this is the formula. Okay, this is the formula for second postulate. So here only instead of angular momentum I written here mrv. So by second postulate we get angular momentum is equal to integral multiple of h upon 2 pi. Now here you remember second postulate, I repeat it again, electron revolve without radiating energy only in those orbit for which angular momentum is integral multiple of h upon 2 pi. So in postulate 2 it is written when it does not radiate energy. In postulate 3 we have to write when electron radiate energy. So postulate 3. Now in postulate 3 we are writing when electron radiate energy. Now pay attention. So when we are considering here different orbits, so you know that atom, structure of atom, central part nucleus, electron revolving around the nucleus in different orbits. Now I consider that an electron which is in the higher energy orbit and this electron want to come in the lower energy orbit, then it has to emit its excessive energy. You know that energy of electron in outermost orbit is more as compared to the inner orbit. So when outer orbit electron want to jump into the inner orbit, then that time extra energy electron has to emit, and that energy emitted by electron is in the form of photon. So we can write third postulate. Electron radiate energy when it jump from higher energy orbit to lower energy orbit in the form of photon, and the energy radiated, you remember this, energy radiated is equal to the difference in the energies of two orbits. So I can write here energy radiated is equal to difference in the energies of two orbit. So energy of nth orbit minus energy of pth orbit. E means this is nth is the outer orbit and this is inner orbit. So if we take the difference of these two, we get the energy emitted by the electron. Now this energy is emitted in the form of photon. So energy of photon, we know that it is h mu. So we can write h mu is equal to En minus Ep. So this is the formula by third postulate. So we are written three postulate. In first postulate we are written centripetal force provided by electrostatic force. Second postulate, electron revolve without radiating energy in an orbit for which angular momentum is integral multiple of h upon 2 pi. And in third postulate we are written it radiate energy only when it jump from, electron radiate energy only when it jump from higher energy orbit to lower energy orbit, and energy radiated is equal to the difference in the energies of two orbit. So that's it. So here you remember one thing. So this n is 1, 2, 3, 4. This n is also called as principal quantum number. In this formula, the n is the number of orbit. It is also called as principal quantum number. Now we have to learn next article.